MRA football, Madison Ridgeland Academy football championship game. Jackson Prep tonight, Mississippi College. It's on ESPN 105.9 The Zone, and we'll be streaming it on thezone1059.com. Plus, MSU football will be on ESPN 105.9 The Zone tomorrow night. What if Eddie O stays at LSU and Strong and Sumlin make it at Texas and Texas A&M? Tom Herman stays at Houston another year? I mean, he's not going to go to Oregon, is he? Not when he has an opportunity to go to a better program if he waits. How frustrated will he be?
You'd have to think he'd lose some of that luster, would he not?
Well, I don't know if he'll lose it, but without Greg Ward, a quarterback, I don't know what all he's losing.
Be exposed.
You know, he's been recruiting pretty well, especially for that level, as Bartu has told us. They're one of the top recruiters in that division in G5. But he's now beat Oklahoma and Louisville.
Right.
Can you imagine?
Those are...
Right?
Yeah, they have to be kicking themselves if they're not going to make the playoffs. This is the year that it would have happened.
Yeah, losing to Navy and who? Somebody else.
SMU.
Chad Morris at SMU, right?
Still
He was at
can't believe they lost.
Clemson under Dabo.
So if we play the hypothetical that they beat Navy and SMU, they're for sure in, right? With beating Oklahoma and Louisville, the way that things have played out.
They're in. You know, Jackson, he tried.
I had it.
But
I had it written
a
down.
team like, again, running the table
I know.
outside of Saban, and even Saban has struggled with it, is virtually impossible.
And they've beaten their easily the toughest
Ohio
two
State
teams.
lost to Penn State.
Penn State's top 10 team, man.
Yeah, right.
Big Ten's really good this year.
So was A&M the last 2 weeks, if you believe that. I'm sorry, Drew,
But
go ahead.
they've beaten the toughest teams on their schedule
Yeah.
easily.
Yeah.
By
They beat Oklahoma.
good
They beat
margin.
Bob Stoops, and look, he beat Bob Stoops and Bobby Petrino. Think about that for a second. A G5 program beat Bob Stoops with the national championship, and Bobby Petrino, one of the better offensive coaches in all of college football, in the same year. And by the way, the Oklahoma game wasn't close.
And the Louisville
As
game
my
wasn't
good
close.
friend said that lives in Dallas, who was at the game, he goes, Bo, please don't look at the score.
It wasn't.
After the first week, he said, the game wasn't close. And last night's game, I watched. That wasn't close. Can I give you some numbers from last night's game?
Raylan.
Louisville allowed 11 sacks,
To Houston.
committed 7 false starts as a team, committed 3 holding penalties on offense, and allowed a safety due to pass rush. According to ESPN's David Hale, Louisville had either a penalty or a sack allowed every 3.2 plays. You know who he credits? Todd Orlando's Houston defense. Are we missing here? Bartu's been screaming since last year. It's Orlando, not just Herman.
Right.
If you don't get Orlando and Herman, you have nothing.
Does this hurt Lamar Jackson's Heisman chances?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's done.
You think so?
It's
Who's
over.
going to take over?
What do you
Turn
mean?
out the lights. The party's over.
Who's taking over?
They'll find somebody in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, Jalen Hurts.
Will you stop?
If they go undefeated,
I
why
want you to
couldn't he?
think before
Why
you say that.
Why
I've got
couldn't
an
he be
out of
if
the
they go
box
undefeated,
candidate.
why
Okay,
couldn't-
I'd like. Will you just seriously?
Jonathan
It's
Allen.
Shea Patterson, and you know it. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Jonathan Allen.
It could be Jonathan Allen. But it's so
True.
hard to give it to a defensive player.
He's
They're going to give it to Hurts.
I agree that he's dominant. I agree he's. Golly, he's a man among boys,
Oh, he's-
man.
Well,
I was watching I wasn't sure if he was going to eat or just throw the Mississippi State offensive lineman out of the way.
what's his-
Then I wasn't sure if he was going to eat Fitzgerald last
What's his
week.
reasoning for coming back last year?
I guess just to be the number one pick in the draft.
It made no sense.
None.
None.
But look at it now.
Dude, he's still got 4 games. 5, no.
Yeah,
1,
but
2,
he's still
3,
gonna
4.
net.
You could have 5. Man, you don't know when your knee could go. It's not a smart decision. Look at what's happened to all these to so many players.
I agree. I mean, if it works out, it's because he got lucky.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not playing those.
No.
I'm not. Look, Alabama, that's great. I mean, Dreamland's overrated, but T-Town's great. North River's awesome. The Strip's cool, and playing for the number one program in the country is awesome. I'm going to the NFL where I get, and here's the key word: guaranteed.
No doubt.
Moolah.
So you slipped that little shot
Whatever in
Dreamland.
life you can get guaranteed money, you go get guaranteed money.
Right.
That's simple.
You slipped that in there real quick with
There's
Dreamland.
only what?
You slipped that Dreamland shot in there real quick.
But I mean, Dreamland's fine. I mean, I think on a scale of 1 to 10, it's a 6.
It's not
I don't
bad.
know
I
if I've
just
ever
think
been
the
to-
Well, you've never been?
it all.
I've never been to the
good.
original in Tuscaloosa. I went to like Mobile or something.
It's solid. I mean, it's not.
I mean, Two Brothers is better.
It's yes, but it's not. There's plenty of bar. I'm not here to beat up on Dreamland, but there are plenty of barbecue places that are
Right.
better. But what happened was
Name.
it's a couple. It's like anything, man. When people get to talking about it, and you get a couple of influencers. I mean, this started for them a couple of decades ago. Plus, people freak out about it. The last time we stopped there on the way back from Atlanta, I finally was like, okay, this is fine, but I don't need to go out of my way to go here. There's some great places to eat in Tuscaloosa. Dreamland's just not but hey, for some people listening, it's probably part of their game day ritual. We have a bunch of Alabama fans that listen to the show. Look at how many Alabama tags I keep up with those numbers, by the way.
they're so
Look at how
good.
many Alabama and LSU tags we sell in the state of Mississippi, and that's the third and fourth biggest SEC programs. I understand Southern Miss, but it's as far as numbers, it's MSU 1, Ole Miss 2, and then Bama and LSU fight it out for number 3/3A. But if it's part of your game day deal, more power to you.
Look,
Did we just talk ribs in Dreamland
No doubt.
for 4 minutes?
It's a good deal.
Probably going to take some people off. Let's go back to what about those numbers from Louisville last night? That was a Bobby Petrino coach team. They allowed 11 sacks to a G5 program, committed 7 false starts, committed 3 holding penalties, and allowed a safety due to pass rush. They either had a penalty or a sack allowed every 3.2 plays. Credit Todd Orlando, defensive coordinator at Houston. Are we missing? What if he leaves? What if he
Yeah,
does
Herman's
get
exposed.
a G5 job? See, I'm not talking about Herman's got to get the
Power
big
five.
job.
Yeah.
What if Satterfield finds a job? What if PJ Fleck finds a job? What if somebody else that we're not talking about gets fired or finds a job? And what if somebody's actually smart and an athletic director looks at these numbers and says, I want Todd Orlando. Well, Todd Orlando can't stay at Houston as defensive coordinator.
No.
He has to go lead Appalachian State or whoever it is.
I like where you're
Now-
going here.
Put that in your pocket and smoke it. No pun intended on the pictures that were released last night.
Hey,
Live in the Bank Plus studio, the Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 105.9 The Zone. What if Todd Orlando, look, that breaks up the duo.
Right.
Then do you devalue Herman according to Bartu's? See, we don't do the homework. Bartu does his homework. This is a duo. You got to have, if you get Herman, you have to have Orlando. Herman may be sitting there going,
oh crap.
LSU's not going to open. Texas is not going to open. A&M's not. Notre Dame's not. Southern Cal's
He
not.
could have a
Where do
night.
I go?
Well, not only that,
Unless
I'm losing
Fedora
board.
goes to
Yep.
Baylor or he decides he wants to go to Baylor, which I don't think that was on his radar 3 months ago. He was thinking, I'm going to the big, I'm going burnt
yeah.
orange, maroon and white Aggies, purple and gold LSU. I'll have all the resources in the world.
What-
Now, North Carolina is another sleeping giant, not at the level of A&M, but they have everything you need to have to win and win big. Money, players, population, amazing campus. I've been on it. Y'all been on it. It's a great, great place. They've never won. I mean, Mac Brown, 88-97, he won, parlayed that into the Texas gig. Kudos to Mac.
What if
That's.
Fedora to Baylor, is that the only way Herman finds some sizzle, or does he take Baylor?
I think.
What
I
if-
think he'll find his way out, and I don't think it'll be to Baylor. But I see where you're going here, and I think that if it does line up like that, he's looking at a nightmare situation. What
no,
about
no jobs open? Greg Ward's gone, and then Orlando possibly leaving. You lose your DC and your Heisman potential.
Herman may go from
He might go straight
to
downward.
6-6 at Houston next
Right.
year, and then all of a sudden everybody's like,
Summerlin.
who's our new?
what if Bielema loses tomorrow in Starkville and next Friday in Columbia,
He's still
Missouri?
okay.
6-6.
Yeah.
But this would be the year for him
I
to
get
take
where
a
you're
step
going,
back.
but he's okay.
This would be a good year for him to take a step back and reevaluate the program, would it not? With all the other pressure that's everywhere else, he could do this, in his own mind and his own peace and do it and see where he needs to go. And I don't think he's going to win at Arkansas. I mean, I understand he's won decently, but I don't think he's going to get him over the hump. I'm not sure if anybody really can. Arkansas just is what they are.
And if you're Herman, do you take Baylor?
No.
Or if you lose Orlando, do you realize you have to
Better
take
go.
Baylor?
Yeah. That's the key.
Does Herman realize he surely does. He's in the building every day, right? And he watches the film and he understands the efficiency numbers just like Bartu.
What if this is the year Gundy finally leaves and goes somewhere?
Okay, now
would
you're
Herman
talking.
go to Oklahoma State?
But
No doubt.
what's going to open up though for Gundy? If Texas A&M, and LSU stand pat, what opens up for the mullet man? Let's continue this discussion. I like where we're going. Twitter handle @BowBounds, brought to you by favorites.com. New auto rates, same great service. Did we just find the next guy? But it's not Herman. It's Orlando. And will he take the Appalachian State, Western Michigan type job? We're live in the Bank Plus studio.